All right, there have been plenty of complaints across the city about cars and trucks parked illegally, taking up valuable parking spaces from residents. Well, this past week, there was a big operation in the Bronx to address the issue. Deputy Mayor for Public Safety Kaz Daughtry joins us now with more on the issue. Deputy Mayor, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So why did you go to the Bronx and tell me, what did you guys exactly do?
Yes, thanks, Dean, for the question. So the reason why I went to the Bronx is that as just so your viewers know, I constantly, my team constantly monitors the comments on my social media for any quality of life issues, and it just so happened to be that the comments from my social media, as well as emails and complaints that people have told me when I travel throughout the city, that the Bronx, in certain areas of the Bronx, that there were a bunch of abandoned vehicles, derelict vehicles, uh, plates that don't match the vehicles. I'm not sure how they figured that out, but they did some good detective work,
Hmm.
and it just so happened when I drove, I went to go, I went personally to go up there with my team, and as I drove through the area in the Bronx, I seen it, witnessed it with my own eyes, and then I contacted the community link team as well as the sheriff's department, and told the guys that we got to get up there. We got to restore the quality of life back to the residents in the Bronx, and especially this neighborhood. And
Yeah.
I think that I think they towed over, like, 35 to 40 vehicles.
Yeah, I mean, so one of the areas was along Webster Avenue, and that's a big problem near Gun Hill Road, sometimes between Gun Hill and 233rd. But you not only removed cars, but there were campers and all sorts of vehicles there.
Yep, and the campers, and we want to be a little empathetic to the folks that are in the campers, because those campers that you're talking about, that we noticed that there was folks that were living inside of there. They weren't there at the time of the when we were there, but we had our Department of Homeless Services team out there to offer wraparound services. Nobody should be living in those campers. They didn't have air conditioning in there, and the people, according to the residents, they said people have been living in those campers throughout the summer, and nobody should be living in those type of conditions here in the city, where we have shelters for everybody that needs a shelter here.
Mhm.
So we had our Department of Homeless Services team up there, ready to give wraparound services to the folks that was inside of that camper. Like I said before, there was nobody inside of the camper. However, they did leave their card with residents in that on that block. So when the people did come back, that we can offer them wraparound services,
Mhm.
and let them know where their camper is at.
Now, another big issue, and a lot of times when you do these sort of operations, some people like it, they call for the help. Others think it's a little too aggressive. But one of the big issues, these mobile car washes that are set up in vans. You guys towed a lot of those vans out of that area as well that were doing these car washes.
Top five quality of life complaint in the city, especially in the Bronx and up in Washington Heights, are the mobile legal car washes. Number one, they leave those vans there. They don't have, they're not registered, they're not insured, and they have these propane tanks inside of the vans. They have these huge water coolers in there, and folks are just, Dean, think about this. I think you're from the Bronx, so because
I'm
I
a
know
Bronx
you
boy.
walk
Yep.
through. Yes, you are a Bronx boy, and when can you imagine coming home from a hard day at work, whether it be 5 o'clock in the afternoon, whether it be 10, 11 o'clock at night, and you're literally driving around in circles trying to find the closest parking spot to your building, your apartment building, your house, and you see these same derelict vans, these same vans that are used for these mobile car washes, or these derelict vehicles parked there, and you're saying to yourself, these vehicles are parked there all the time. I wish I can,
Mhm.
somebody would do something about this so I can get a parking spot. And people have said they've been complaining to 311 a lot, in regards to some of these vehicles that we've towed. And uh, the NYPD, the Sheriff's Department, Department of Sanitation, they're out there doing this. They get a lot of complaints for these derelict vehicles. They're out there working aggressively hard. It's my job as a deputy mayor for public safety to make sure that we are letting New Yorkers know exactly what the team is doing, what this administration is doing when it comes to the quality of life.
Mhm.
But we got a lot, just like you said, there was a couple of naysayers on us. We got also people that were jumping for joy. I think I put on my social media where, as I was doing a video and updating New Yorkers of exactly what we were doing up in the Bronx, I had about five or six ladies that came over to us, and was screaming, jumping up and down, saying that they got parking, they got parking, they got parking. They were happy because the city is finally, that somebody's answering their calls and letting them know that we're out here, for them.
All right. I mean, and you said you will continue to do these sort of operations. I want to switch gears very quickly. Also, recently you participated in a fashion show. What was that about? It looks like you had fun. You got a lot of heat about it on social media. What was that about?
Listen, it's for charity. Yeah, the fashion show is for charity. And Dean, come on, just look at this face here. This face is made for fashion, Dean. I had a I had a great time. Shout out to Muggsy McFly for letting me wear that fur coat, the jeans. I mean, Dean, come on, Deputy Mayor was on fire that night, walking
All
down
right.
the runway.
All
I
right.
had everybody's heads turning. I'm still getting, I would call it heat, but people were surprised that I actually did that. And I'm not the type of your ordinary deputy mayor that sits behind a desk. This team is out there. We're out there, and it was
Okay.
it was Fashion Week #1. Listen, I gotta be honest with you. I didn't think I was gonna actually walk down the runway with that with the fur jacket on, but it was fire. Yo,
Okay.
shout out to Muggsy McFly for letting me rock that. But it was for charity, and I had a good time. I'm
All right.
just letting people know I'm just a regular person, like just like them.
All right. Well, if any folks have complaints, let's go back to the vehicles. Just reach out to Kaz or City Hall, and also call 311. Deputy Mayor for Public Safety, Kaz Daughtry, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dean.
Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Let Spectrum News be your resource for balanced, in-depth political coverage, and click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV to learn more about the candidates, where they stand on the issues, and more. We'll see you then.